This whole world looks to me as if it's running on a child mentality. Everywhere we may look, one can see easily a lot of adults simply misfunctioning. They all seem to have more or less issues that, you know, always are unsolvable. They are, in many cases, above them, and they always have an expectation. Let's not forget that a child has expectations from their parents, right? They are still young and they are still here to learn, so they have some expectations from parents. People who are having, or suffering from a wounded inner child, they also have expectations. The more narcissistic they grow, those expectations also increase. Coincidence? Well, one may say so, but there are no such thing as coincidences, right? In this universe. The more wounded someone becomes, the more authoritarian they would want to become. Because a child is impulsive. Let's not forget that they enter this world through the mother's womb, which is basically the first chakra or that of survival. So the child is always focused on survival. They who have a wounded child, they will also live in survival. That also means fear and insecurities, right? So as one lives in such ideas, one can also, once they become more enlightened, they can see that people in this world actually look so much like children. They actually behave like children. They want things and they always want them then on the moment, because the child only knows impulses, right? They don't know patience because they haven't yet formed much of a understanding about how the world would function. So their understanding of the world is based on impulse, right? If a child doesn't get what they want to impress the parent, right? Or they, well, basically directly cry. That's what happens with a lot of the adults nowadays, right? Since they are ignorant and, they kind of won't do anything to improve their life. They are just living with their inner wounded child. And, well, when a child's wrath will trigger, they will do at least the same amount of damage that has been imposed on them to the others, right? If a child is pissed because their parents, scolded them, you can easily see that on the way they treat their toys, right? But to a narcissistic being, right, everyone around is a toy. So what happens? When they get pissed, they, well, behave in a very bad manner towards all the toys around them, right? Because usually what a narcissistic mind is that of a child in a, let's say, uh, overgrown body, right? Because it doesn't matter how old your body or one's body is, physically speaking, right? Because if the mind is still that of a dumb child, right? Well, the point is, they will still behave as such. The physical body is limited. The mental dimension is also limited, but is a bit longer lasting. If used correctly, things can be created in such a way that they live beyond physicality, beyond even this planet, most likely beyond the universe. That is why there are people with great level of understanding of this universe that can access certain dimensions where such mental works are made, and they can actually make use of those works. There are people who, before they die or during their life, they create such things for the future generations. While their physical body is no longer, their works remain there for whoever knows and whoever may perceive and understand that which was left by their forefathers in such dimensions. So, this world seems to be functioning just like a child's mind. And obviously, there are two types of children, those who obey and those who give orders. Exactly like in a world of ignorance. In a world of ignorance, there are always those who love to, post titles, love living in the light. For the light is always the shortest path, it is the path of the cowards. Because basically, in light, you can use all your senses. even if your senses can fool you. But also, you can show your narcissistic ego, and you can basically present all of the titles that you have accumulated, right? Be they fake or not. But in the darkness, no one can see those. So, the narcissistic mind will always run from the darkness because it doesn't serve them anything, right? In a world of aristocracy, right? In a world where draconic law is wanted, right? All this happens just because of that one particular type of child that I presented. That which wants things now, right? It wants things at the moment, in that specific moment, without any patience, right? Think about the world how it was, for example, before the outbreak, and think of the world how it is right now, right? Televisions are starting to lie more and more, right? Everyone, according to those, is becoming even more ill. It's like everything is apocalyptical. All is bad, right? But you simply can't ignore all those, right? Because obviously, well, no one needs to believe those. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Board signing out.